Hi everyone, and welcome to the Good Woo. Today's video is about the difference between victim consciousness and creator consciousness. So before I launch in, this is a concept that not everyone is ready for. And for me, life pushed me to such an extreme that I became ready for anything that would help me heal and feel good about being alive and being in a body and staying on this planet to make it a better place. So this concept came to me because I had no choice. My wish for everyone that I work with is that they are able to embrace this concept and soar and become, the king and queen of their life and be self-sovereign. So it's pretty basic. The idea is you can look at life as, oh, why is this happening to me? Or you can look at life as, what is the lesson in what has happened for me? So you may say, but Lynn, you don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what's happened to me. And this is what I would say. I'm going to link right here a playlist of all the Seeking the Sacred Earth content, which is where I really share quite intimately what happened to me, both as a young woman and as a young child. So watch those when you go to the place of, but you don't understand, why would I ever choose this? Why would I ever choose this? A lot happened to me that I too was resistant of this idea because I was like, why would anyone ever choose this? How could this possibly be working for me, for my good, when it was so painful and traumatic? So there's that link. In life, we are only truly in control of how we view, think, and feel about what is happening. There's an argument in philosophy which is, the destiny versus this really extreme take on creator, that we're creating everything that happens at all times. I believe life is a mix of this, but there comes a point in life where you have to take responsibility for every area of what is going on. That moment, that flip switch, is when you move from victim mentality to creator mentality. So the victim mentality, and I'm going to speak from my own experience. For me, it was, I can't trust anybody. Everybody goes away. Right? Because remember, I had a sister who died when I was 4. There was this crazy amount of abandonment issues. Nothing works out. Everything I do fails. This started manifesting physically. I got really sick, all these trapped emotions, not wanting to look at what really happened to me. Because there's the experience, a traumatic experience, and then there is, but what are you going to do now? Because trauma is relative. Because everybody experiences some level of pain and trauma in their childhood, in their early adult life. No one is spared. So we could kind of compare and be like, oh, well, mine was worse than yours. It's all food to become a powerful, creative being. Hopefully, working for the good of all. So what I started noticing is things just really weren't ever going my way. But that is because I was blaming everyone else for my problems. Oh, it's my dad's fault. Oh, it's my mom's fault. Oh, it's my sister's fault, right? Oh, it's the casting director's fault. It's the director's fault. It's that guy's fault. It's that guy's mom's fault. I mean, you name it, I could blame it. What that did was just to continue to create more of the same. And the more I judged other people, the more I disliked myself. And I got further away from that creative, joy-filled state that is our birthright. That's our baseline. So as I started working with some incredible teachers and healers, I was really resistant to, well, right, all these circumstances in your life, but you created them because of the vibration that you're holding. If you're holding the anger and the resentment, you know what you're going to attract and create in your universe, right? Because each one of us is our own universe. There's like billions of universes on one planet because of the human perspective being that vast. If you're holding the anger and resentment, you're going to attract more things to be angry and resentful for. So where it comes into creator is, wait a second, take responsibility. I had to take responsibility for my own feelings. And underneath all of that blame, you can just take, for instance, my relationship with my father. Underneath all of that blame was just heartache and sadness and grief and like how to handle such a huge betrayal from a parent. And it was the same thing with my mother. And so what you do is you take responsibility by acknowledging your deepest feelings, not just the resentment and the anger and the judgment that's on the surface that keeps us separate from each other, but really going into how it made you feel, what comes out of that. Going so deeply into how a situation made you feel is underneath it. You unpack it, the feelings like layers, like an onion. But instead, inside of that onion is a jewel, a lesson that you can turn into something great. And believe me, the most traumatic experience a young girl could have, I had it. And because of this concept of the switch between victim to creator, I've been able to make something not only beautiful for myself out of it, but for each and every one of you, every time you watch one of these videos or you're a client and you experience one-on-one with me, that's because of what I learned from what we could call like the casualties of my early life. So another thing that we do, because it comes in layers, is we can blame the government, bureaucracy. Oh, because they did this, this is why I'm here. The past, that even like, you know, the generations before, because they did this, I'm here now, that. The pivot point for all of it is the present moment, which is what you do have control over. You have all the control as to how you are going to feel and what you are going to be projecting vibrationally in the present moment. No one can take that away from you. Not the generations before, not the generations to come. No circumstance can take that from you. It is the diamond in all of it. So it really comes down to let go of victim consciousness is to be able to look at your entire life and be like, it's mine. It's all mine. The good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the past, how I feel about the past, it's all mine. So I'm going to make it the most beautiful life I can possibly make it. And if there's like a difficult relationship you're in, say, and I'll keep using my father, a difficult relationship with your father or a parent or whatever, you take that relationship and it may be difficult, but you're going to make it for you the most beautiful it can be. Whether that means you have to cut them off. How graceful can you do it? How nurturing can you make it for yourself? It also goes back to if you look around you and you're like, oh, I want more than this, you know? I want a bigger house, I want a better car, I want more clothes or whatever. Then with what you do have, to take that energy and make what you do have the most amazing it can be. To go into your wardrobe and go through the clothes and reinvent, re-inspire yourself. We are regenerative beings. The moon shows us that every month as she cycles through the new and full moon, right? The birth and death cycle we can have with everything. to reinvigorate each area of your life because it's yours. Now, some people don't want to do this because if you take responsibility and you start owning everything and you can't blame anyone, perhaps it's a lot of work. But I know for me, I made the choice to do the work rather than to remain in such a pathetic, sad, state, right? Eventually, you get so sick and tired of being sick and tired and whiny and complaining and self-pity that you bust the rut. And you start looking to see, okay, this is how it is. What do I do to change it? What do I do to make it better? Because you're the only one who's going to save you, right? That idea of the knight in shining armor. And you are that. So this also goes into physicality. And when my endocrine system shut down and I got really sick, God, it was such a mess. It was such a mess. And I was giving all my power away to these doctors who had no solution as to why my hair was falling out or why I was, retaining so much water, why I couldn't remember anything. Giving all my power away. Take the next medication, take the next medication, take anything to avoid taking responsibility. That, maybe I haven't dealt with some really dark stuff. Because I keep thinking, well, this happened to me, it was their fault. I'm just going to try to forget it. And it's like, no, Lynn, it's your life. It's your body. No one's going to do it for you. And once the human mind and the human soul combined go in at the body to change the vibrational state, miracles occur. And maybe they're not even miracles. Maybe this is just the way that we're supposed to heal. And we've forgotten it all. But for me, as soon as I started working on unlodging the emotional weight and blockages that my past had built up, because I didn't have the tools. A lot of us don't have parents who give us the tools to deal with the hard knocks of life. So you have to take the responsibility and go and find them. And if you're watching this video, you're doing that, right? So congratulations, you're already well on your way. So with the body sends us messages through illness, pain, good sensations as well. And what I learned through my illness was it was all about my perspective. And once I figured that out, I was able to unlock the whole situation. And here I am, right? I don't take medication for my thyroid. My hair grows. I'm not retaining water. I'm healthy. I have sustainable energy. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled, even in chaotic times, because I've realized it's up to me. No one is going to create fulfillment in your life for you. And where I can look back in my life and see where it just really was hammering home, kept being hammered into my skull. I thought as an actress, getting this huge movie and the lead of this huge movie and all that's going to entail, and that's going to bring me happiness, and that's going to... No. Wherever you go, there you are. So it's about your relationship with yourself. And if you haven't come to that place yet, then you're technically in victim consciousness. Because if you are blaming anyone for how you feel, you have given your power away, and you are letting whatever that is, that person, that situation, the government, the desire, you're allowing that to be a perpetrator on your energy field. You are allowing it. May be hard to hear. And if you want some help working on this idea, please contact me at info@thegoodwoo.org. This is what I do. This is how I help people. And you know, it's like a muscle. You let go of the victim consciousness. You're no longer going to blame other people for how you feel, because only you can control how you feel, what you think, and what you're putting out there. There is so much power in this creator consciousness. And when I mean power, I do mean energy. Energy to get and accomplish everything you want done. And even it changes how you even see time. It changes how you look at discipline. Because discipline becomes steps to maintain the feeling goodness that you're in. So this is my invitation. We are passing through this eclipse, triple eclipse portal. We are about to come out of a Mercury retrograde at the end of the week. We are fired up with all this Mars and Aries energy. We are going into who knows what in the fall. But there's only one question. Are you going to be a victim to the who knows what? Or are you going to be a creator and use whatever life throws at you to become more powerful, more abundant, more joyful, more creative, more beautiful, more aware, more receptive, more conscious, more woke? Victim consciousness, we are asleep. Creator consciousness, we are brave, we are aware, and we know that we can handle anything that comes our way, because the universe isn't going to send us anything we can't handle. That's the truth. And yeah, I doubted that. But when I look back, it's so clear. So what's happening is happening for you, not to you. And only you can control how you feel and what you think. And what we know from what we feel and what we think is that we are a magnetic field, and so is our thoughts, and so is our feelings. It's all magnetic. It's all going to be pulling in what you're wanting or what you're not wanting. And if you are blaming other people, you are going to be attracting more of that kind of scenario. And for a while, it may be easy to blame people until you're just sad and alone. And not that being alone is bad. So let me rephrase that. Sad and lonely. And this interesting, we bring alone and loneliness. Loneliness is a part of the victim mentality, and being alone is a part of the creator mentality. Because to really maintain the vibration that you need to be attracting what you truly want and desire, you have to spend time alone working on that, letting go of anger and resentment, shame and guilt, fear and anxiety, worry and nervousness. That takes effort, and it takes solitude, sacred solitude. Whew. When the doctrines of the ancient religions talk about we are made in God's image, what that means to me is that we all have that creator consciousness, that source is. We are droplets of it. We all have the capacity to create the universe that is our existence exactly how we want it to be. And it takes work and discipline, but also faith and trust. And the work and discipline, what I have learned, it feels so good. It feels so good at the end of the day to be like, yeah, I did everything I could to be living my best life and creating the best life for the future generations. And that's what it's about. And it's no one else's fault. So let me know what you think of this concept. Leave some comments. Reach out to me if you want help getting there, because I needed a ton of help. I can't tell you how many people had to help me. So many. And I'm here to help you. So thank you so much for subscribing, for liking this. Thank you for the thank you donations. It means so much to me. And this is my challenge to you. I know you're not a victim. I know you're a creator. Can you see that too? The cosmic weather is here perfectly right now. The way that the stars are configured, the planets are configured right now, perfect time for this. And the more resistance you feel towards this concept, probably the more accurate it's going to be for you right now. Thanks for viewing.